had gone to a medium with the intention of talking to my dead cat. Wait, before we get to that, let me tell you a little bit about my dead cat for context. Shorty was my bestest friend for 19 years. In old family photos, we can often be seen palling around together, watching TV, playing video games, and just existing together in the same space. In boxes of old drawings and piles of sketchbooks, you'll find Shorty was a common muse all the way up until she passed away, and even after that, forever moralized in paint and ink. Her loss was the first of its kind in experiences for me. When I originally filmed this a few months ago, I went on to talk about how deep that grief affected me and the coping mechanisms that I used to heal, and in the end the video became something kind of different from what I originally intended. It's difficult to separate Shorty from that grief and my experience with it, and as a result the video became more about that than about the ItagBag or even Shorty herself. I'll try not to do that here, but I do want to explain the reason behind the ItagBag other than just that it would be a cute and funny thing to do. While Shorty was alive, I often made the joke that I was her servant. Largely true, because I took care of all of her needs, and my room was actually her room, and I was just allowed to be in it. When she passed, while coping with the sudden change of her not being around anymore, I shifted the perspective I had on her death from her being gone and non-existent to her having ascended into a goddess who controls the circumstances of my life. That sounds insane, but stay with me. Let me cook. I promise, we're going somewhere with this. Just give me a minute. When something good would happen, I'd think of it as Shorty bestowing a blessing onto me. When something bad would happen, and by bad I mean mildly inconvenient or upsetting, I'd think of it as Shorty punishing me for something I did that she didn't approve of, but like in a humorous way, not like, you know, like this wasn't a negative thing, this was like a humorous thing. Anyway, this isn't something that's set in stone in my mind. I just want to be clear, it's all in fun and was just a humorous way of viewing things to make life a little easier and more lighthearted during one of the darkest periods of my human existence. It's really hard to be upset about something small for too long when I've made a humorous story around it in my head. For example, when there's still Chinese leftovers in the fridge, it's a blessing I thank her for. When my purse randomly breaks in the middle of an intersection and I have to awkwardly carry it to the sidewalk while all the people in the cars watch me trip over it on the way there, it's funny to think Shorty cut that damn purse strap with her claws because I did something she didn't approve of. I don't know what it was, but Lord knows she was side-eyeing me often in life. I'm sure she'll be doing it more so in death. After her death, I made her a shrine in my town in Animal Crossing, which we always played together on every console it was on. It was like a thing for us, and I think that might have been the origin of this idea. When in Tokyo, I would pray to her at shrines, and I was always surrounded by black cat themed stuff, so I'd send pictures to my family reminding them to pray to her for good luck. I'd often buy little trinkets and stuff that was reminiscent of her, and especially in the year after she died, my family would often buy me gifts of things that looked like her. I guess my family just figured that if I couldn't have the real Shorty, I might as well be surrounded by things that look like her, and that would be comforting to me, which it is. Even for my YouTube channel, as you can see by the banner, she was a pretty big part of it when I first started. She was featured in all of the vlogs that I did that are no longer up here on YouTube, but they were kind of how I got a feel for the platform and figured out what I wanted to do and what I wanted to share and what stories I wanted to tell and how I wanted to tell them. The videos were honestly a lot of the time more about her than they were about me. They were like Shorty's vlogs on this YouTube channel, and she features in the banner and in a lot of my earlier content up until she passed. Prior to Shorty's passing, she was a constant in my life, one of the few constants in my life that was there every single day and every single night. And after she passed, she kind of turned into somewhat of a mascot for me, I guess. So I have a lot of little trinkets that look like her, and I draw her and doodle her a lot, both in my journals and also in my content. She makes appearances even today, every now and again. So doing an ItagBag inspired by her just kind of made sense with that in mind. Probably the weirdest thing that I did during the first year of grief was seeing a medium. Yeah, we're finally getting to that part. I actually recorded this as a part of the original version of this video, so I'm just gonna let that play so that I don't have to refilm all of this. So a few months after Shorty passed, my mom and a friend of hers had gone to a medium, and it was like a group reading at a church, and my mom had wanted to go. She'd heard a lot of great things about this medium. She lived locally. My mom's friend had recently just lost both her parents, and although she kind of wasn't really a believer in that kind of stuff, she figured it couldn't hurt to go, so they went, and it went really well. She ended up getting a reading. My mom was kind of low-key pissed that it wasn't her, because she was the one that wanted to go in the first place. Knowing multiple people that have gone to this woman and had great experiences, I felt a little bit more comfortable dropping the cash to do the same myself, with the intention of talking to my dead cat. It's probably the craziest thing I've ever spent money on. It's one of the most expensive things I've ever paid for in my life, but let me tell you, one of the best experiences, and probably maybe the best use of my money that I have ever spent. And that's saying something, because I've spent money on a lot of things that were pretty important, but this was such a phenomenal experience. I just want to start off with that. It's okay if you don't believe in this kind of thing, just a heads up. I don't really care. I'm gonna share my experience anyway with this because I thought it was incredibly interesting, but you're free to believe whatever you want to. I just know what I experienced during this and what was said. We got like 30 minutes in of the 1 hour session, and she kind of stopped and was like,
is there someone that I'm not connecting with that you're hoping to hear from?
yes, so far.
Okay. Who might that be?
This is gonna sound weird.
Not at all.
But my cat.
Okay. I'm looking at all the people, and they're all like, we're just here. But I don't often look down. So, okay, that's interesting. Let's see what we can do here.
I brought something with me of Shorty's. She asked to bring an item of somebody's that can be helpful, and she could not channel Shorty for the life of her. She really did give it her best, I will tell you that. She gave it a go. Shorty just had nothing to say to me. She basically told me that there isn't anything that she could tell me that I don't already know. I was literally sitting there thinking, I know you know how much I paid for this. Throw me a bone, dude. Like, literally, I don't care if it's something I already know. Can you humor me for just 5 seconds? Can you do that? Like, I was incredibly disappointed because I think I just had in my head this very romanticized, like, movie-esque version of events where she'd have this, like, really deep, meaningful message for me after 20 years of friendship. And on my end, servitude. As upset as I was about this, as I said earlier, with the way Shorty's personality was, this actually perfectly fit this like romanticized, like movie-esque version of events where she'd give me this like really meaningful, loving message. I don't know why I thought I was gonna get that because realistically, I should have seen it coming. She doesn't have time for me. She's up there doing her royal business. She's a god now. I'm a mere mortal. Like, of course she doesn't have time to humor me. My great-grandmother came forward again for like the 5th time at this point. Like, she just kept coming back. She had more to say, and then more to say. And then wait, I have something else I need to tell you.
For you, I feel like it's like, I want to take you on a trip or on a walk. Like, are you walking this cat? Why am I seeing a cat jumping up with the leash?
I never took her anywhere. She never left the house.
Okay. I don't know what I'm getting with this, but I'm getting, I understand. Okay. They're just reminding me, your loved ones are reminding me. Usually when I see a dog on a leash and the image of that, it's loved ones saying, we have your pet for you and we're taking care of it. Okay. And I've just seen a cat on a leash and I'm like, that's weird. Did you do this? And they're like, no, Jenny, remember when you see a cat on a leash? That's what, okay. I'm so happy it doesn't make sense that you're not a crazy cat lady. That's symbolism now. Okay. For we're looking after your kitty till you get here. Oh, good. I don't think that I can necessarily have a back and forth conversation with your kitty, but it does feel to me, I think this is your great grandmother. Again, she's very much connected to you, and I think that she's the one that's showing me this leash situation. Again, all of your loved ones are with you, but when you get there, you can expect to see your cat as well, you know, many years from now when you pass.
She informed me that she is Shorty's caretaker in death, and that she's taking care of Shorty until I can come there and do it myself. And that is also so fucking funny to me, because leave it to Shorty to ascend to heaven and immediately find a replacement servant that will replace me until I can come and continue my job. Because she's not done with me yet. So I get to have a break, and then when I die, I just have to immediately resume my responsibility as her servant. I know all of this sounds insane, but I promise I mean this fully lightheartedly. This is not something I take extremely seriously. This is just all in fun. But that reading though was very interesting for that reason, to be told that that's what I'm going to be doing in death, is taking care of Shorty again. I think that's the first time in my entire existence that I haven't been afraid of death. Like, it actually felt like something I can somewhat even look forward to, because it's like perfect. That's exactly how I want to spend eternity, is taking care of my cat. Perfect. I don't know exactly what heaven looks like. So like, I hope I'm not having to feed her at 6 a.m. I already did that. I don't want to have to keep doing that, but that sounds like heaven to me. That sounds great. I'm excited for that. With that in mind, it ended up being a really meaningful experience. It shifted my perspective on a lot of things, and there was so much that happened with that reading that, again, this was just a very small section of a much bigger experience, and it was 110% worth my time and money.
If there's any question, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to tell you this. Did you have to put your cat down? Yeah, because I'm hearing like, tell her it's okay. That, you know, our pets understand, they forgive you, there's nothing to forgive. It's part of how it goes. And your great grandmother is saying, tell her it's okay. Tell her not to feel bad. You know, it just feels like, let that go.
Let it go. Okay.
Yeah.
This ItagBag turned out so cute, and I'm sure if Shorty is seeing it, she approves of it for sure. I haven't noticed any extra blessings, to be honest with you, since I created this ItagBag, so I don't think I got brownie points for this one, but it would be nice to think that she at least acknowledges and appreciates the sentiment behind it. I intend to decorate this ItagBag again multiple times, inspired by my favorite idols or video games, so this will not be its only design. I'm trying to decide how I should do it next, actually, but I am loving it as it is right now, so I think it'll last a while before I change it up. But when I do, I'll definitely be making a video and showing you how I decorate it next time. If you like crafty and artsy content, I do a lot of that here on my channel, as well as vlogs of my life and videos about Japanese pop culture, entertainment, and learning Japanese. Basically, this is a cozy space, and if you enjoy cozy, relaxing content, you might enjoy my little corner of the internet. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again around here real soon.